You know why you can't hear me? And I'm just talking. I wasn't plugged in. So now that I'm all plugged in, in the chat area, if you can, please write this in the chat area that you can hear me okay. If you want to, go ahead and introduce yourself. That will greatly help me. That's so crazy. I was like, why don't I hear anything? It's because you're not plugged in. But we'll be starting in just about, let me see what time it is. In about 8 minutes, we'll be going. Um, I'll share my screen with you guys. It's such a great day. I didn't realize that today was not today, but a couple of days. I think it was Tuesday, or Wednesday, was the first day of. You know why you can't hear me? I'm just talking. I wasn't plugged in. So now that I'm all plugged in, in the chat area, if you can, please write. Okay, so I didn't know that it was autumn. Like, like fall just came in. No wonder it's so cold here in South Carolina. Well, not really that cold, but for Southerners like myself, it can get a little cold. Um, so that was, I don't know where I was. Not I didn't see anything in the Facebook feed about anyone saying welcome to fall or anything like that. I think everyone else has a lot of things going on. After this event that I'm going to have with you guys, I am on my way to a fashion show, Charlotte Style Week, and I'm excited to see my client and girlfriend, Tara Davis, show her new spring line. I've saw some, like a little bit of her pieces, but I'm excited because she says she even has more. And I love clothes. I know, right? So again, just leave a message in the chat area to let me know if you can hear me okay, and we will be starting in just a few minutes, okay? So again, if you see me like, looking around and stuff, it's because I'm going through my Facebook feed to make sure there's any questions and no one's having any problems getting online. Um, and again, I ask, give us a shout out. Let me know that you're there. Oh, awesome. Thank you, guest 203. I'm glad that you can hear me. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. We'll be starting in a couple minutes. So if there's anything that you want to ask me or questions that you have thought about since enrolling, just let me know. Hey, Joyce, glad to see you here. Awesome. Great. um, but just let me know that if you have any questions about anything, anything that you've thought about since you've seen some of the ads on my Facebook posts, just go ahead and put it in the chat area. I'll be glad to go over that. This is really a laid back presentation. Of course, I have things that I want to discuss, but this is a training for you. This is time for you to ask me what you need to ask, some issues or struggles that you might be having that I would love to address. Okay. So we'll be starting about what is it, 1:56. I like to start on time. I'm not a person who likes to start things late. So believe me, I will be on time. All right. So I just want to make sure everything is checking out okay. And again, I cannot say how today it is such a beautiful day, and I am so glad to be doing this with you guys. I've been preparing this for the past about a week or two. I've had presentations at school. I'm about to help my boyfriend move into a new salon. So it's a lot of stuff going on, but I was still really excited to do this today because I really want you guys to know what those three mistakes are that most of us female entrepreneurs make that really puts us out of business and just stresses the hell out of us. So excuse my language. So let me just say that right up front. I'm going to be real on this webinar, truly real. I'm going to talk about some things that I don't really get a chance to talk about in a classroom kind of setting. So, again, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything about what challenges that you're having, I am open to this, okay? Because this is for you, not for me. I want to give you what others did not give me, or that I had to seek out and get coaching on myself. So, this is your coaching for the day. Awesome, right? So let me see what time. Oh, it's 1:57. We'll be starting soon again. So let me go back on my Facebook page. Make sure to get, some paper and pencil to take notes if you need to. I have something to drink, so I won't be so thirsty. And because I'm gonna give you some of my good stuff today. Some of my good stuff. These headphones sort of hurt my ears, but we'll be good. We'll be good. You know, 2 o'clock seemed to be a really good time to do this. I thought everyone would be awake. They went to the store, went to the grocery store, did what they needed to do, ate breakfast and ate lunch. So today our talk won't be, around about an hour, a little bit less than that. It just depends. But I am gonna, again say I'm gonna give you the real. I can't. I don't know no other way to give it to you, but the real way. So we'll be starting again in a minute. Time is just flying by. I just thought about it. I got up this morning, had a couple of things that I need to take care of, and amazing. It's just before I know it, it was 2 o'clock. Now, putting an event together like this does require work, but when you're doing something that you love, it man, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. And I know a lot of you know what that's like, or some of you know what what it is. I mean, what it feels like to do the thing that you love, work at a career that you love, starting a business that you love. It's just awesome. So, just want to make sure that everyone is getting on okay, and that if they have any questions, then I'm here to answer. It's funny to see yourself online. Oh, yeah, let me just tell you, there is a slight delay, and um, I think like 3-second delay, but nothing really big. And I think what that does is to help to make sure that there is no issues, and that I'm able to catch them before you are able to see them. So it looks like it's about 2 o'clock, and I really want to get started. So let me go on to my page and let me pull up the video. So, again, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm Alease Michelle, and you guys are here for today's Google Hangout, and it's about the 3 mistakes that female entrepreneurs make. We are going to get into some details in just a second. I'm going to share my screen with you so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I want to go ahead and tell you to to take notes. Okay, um, I'm going to give some of my best stuff to you, and I want you to be able to have the notes when I'm going to leave. Some of the things I don't even think might be on my slide. That's the kind of conversation that we're going to have today. It's real. It's like you and I sitting across from each other, having coffee, drinking, with our red cups, whatever it might be. This is your time with me to ask me whatever you need to to share with you some of my mistakes and failures that I've done and how I was able to overcome them. So if you have any questions, again, place them in the chat area below the video and leave those there. And then I will make sure to address them as you go. I'm not really good at multitasking. So I might be looking at my screen, then eventually I might look over to make sure that I haven't missed anyone's questions. So bear with me if you see me looking all crazy on the screen. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And we are ready. All right. So here's the three biggest mistakes female entrepreneurs make that kills their money making opportunity and put them out of business. This is my free Google Hangout with you guys. So today's agenda is going to be I'm going to reveal the three biggest mistakes female entrepreneurs make. That's why you're here, right? So, of course, I'm going to cover that. It's also going to be an opportunity for questions and answers anytime if you have any questions, and then I'm going to give you the answers. Anything that I've discussed beforehand, you have an option to ask me some questions or about anything that you have been wondering, curious about. Three, you're going to have the opportunity to take your business to the next level. I do have an opportunity at the end that I do want to share with you that I think is absolutely wonderful. So I hope you stay on for that. And I have a giveaway at the end. So it's very important that you stay at the end of this webinar or hangout, if you want to call it that, because I'm going to give away one of my best little things that I share with people. Okay. All right. So, who is this webinar for? This is for my creative entrepreneurs. It's people who have love designing things, who like just creating things and has a passion for making beautiful things. It is also for my motivational speaker who wants to get their message out there to make a difference to the people out in the world. It's for my energetic person who's always been interested in marketing and PR, who just has a gift and wants to share it with people. And then it's for my bloggers, my writers who wants to get out there. These everyone who has a passion or an idea for something, but just don't know how to turn it into a business. This webinar is for you. So just like anything, I need to tell you who I am and what makes me credible to even talk to you. You know, I started off, I can say I've honestly, I've started so many different business. I didn't even know I was probably a young up and coming entrepreneur when I was young. I would always have these ideas, or I would see that people having a problem with something and I would offer them a solution. I used to sew buttons on my girlfriends or my cousins dolls when the buttons would fall off the dresses and stuff. My dad would teach me how to do that, and so I offered that as a service for them, and in trade, like, they would give me candy. So I had the entrepreneur spirit when I was young. While I was in college and also when I was outside of college, I even experimented with makeup. I was a makeup artist in the Charlotte area for a while. I did a lot of bridal makeup, and I did very well. I had a business card, but I can tell you, having a business card doesn't necessarily mean that you have a real legit business, because it became a little overwhelming for me while I was doing that. Um, just like everybody else, when your passion that you love is not really making you a whole lot of money like you thought it should be, I went into retail. And I did very well in retail. I was a manager, I was a district manager, I was in visual merchandising. And then, bam, the visual merchandising, I loved it so much that I actually offered that also as a service to people. So I was all over the place. I knew that people had a problem and that I can offer the solution to them. And so I was doing a little bit of this and doing a little bit of that. But I also knew that because I am an only child, that I didn't really have a lot of social skills. So as you see on the bottom, what's that? Right hand corner, you see that there's a picture of me with my sorority sisters. And I pledged to be able to communicate more and better with females. It was imperative that I um, I could share my knowledge and and just be more sociable, okay? Because being an only child, you stay within. So these are a lot of things make up who I am. But all in all, I still had a passion. I still wanted to start some type of business, but I just really didn't know how to do that. So currently, as you know, I am also a marketing professor. I teach at a wonderful school with wonderful people. I used to be the department head, but an issue happened and I had to step down from department head. And really, it was the most devastating thing in my life because I grew that department. I was able to run somebody else's business and be very successful in their business, but didn't know how to turn what made didn't know how to strategize and come up with how to do that for myself. So I once I had to step down, it was God. I cannot explain to you in words how painful it was because it was like someone kicked me in the stomach, like my baby had just. I mean, I hate to say this, that my baby just died, and or someone's taken or kidnapped my baby. So I had to find another way. I had to find another way to turn that passion and all those wonderful ideas that I had into something. So what did I do? I went back to what my first love, which was art. And undergrad, I majored in art studio with a concentration in graphic design. So I had a love for doing collage work. So this is where I put all of my energy in. I started doing a lot of collage pieces. Matter of fact, I even asked to showcase my work at school, and everybody was like, "Even know that you were even an artist," which really leads to it's important that people know what you're good at. And I wasn't good at expressing that because um I was so engrossed and I was so in um thinking that, department head was all my whole life. This is what I was going to do all my life. That I didn't think about the other things that I was really good at and that I would probably have to lean on these good things. But, that's a long story short kind of thing. But my artist career took off. Literally took off. I was on the cover of magazines. I was on um, I was showing in galleries at universities. I was doing lecture talks on my artwork, and it took off in less than a year. When I put that energy into it, things started to happen. But I didn't know all the business and the systems that make a business flow. Okay, so with all of this, I was getting a lot of my colleagues was asking me, how was I doing all of this? How was I able to take something in such a short time and make it into a business? More or less, it was a hobby, more or less than a business kind of thing. But they asked me, and so I was sharing advice. So here's when I realized that I needed to find my sweet spot. I needed to decide on what I did well, who would pay me to do it, and then something that I wanted to do. So that was the key thing, something that I wanted to do. And being an educator, I love teaching. Okay. I do that very well. Okay. And I love art and I love marketing. And so I was able to find my sweet spot, which is what I do now. I'm a personal branding coach where I help female entrepreneurs like yourself turn your passion and ideas into a viable business, right? That's what I do. I found my sweet spot, and that's what I want everyone else to be able to do is find their sweet spot. So currently, you see that here I am. I am a Amazon best-selling author of "Greatness Is in the Comeback," and I've always wanted to write a book ever since I was young. I kept a journal and I would write these like fiction novels, and I actually was able to write my first book and take it to Amazon best-selling with the marketing skills and the marketing tactics that I've learned along the way. I was able to get clients. Now, check this out. I was able to get paying clients, not someone who was just wanting something free, but paying clients. Once I started branding myself very well, I was asked to be on different teleconferences with some wonderful women. I was just experienced this with the Metamorphosis event a couple of, I think about 2 months ago. And so things just started to open up. I'm doing workshops in the Charlotte area. I'm doing pop up workshops in different areas, speaking at the library, speaking at big mastermind groups in Raleigh. Was invited to speak in a conference in the Raleigh area. So doors have opened up once I found the right way to do business. And it's, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. And remember, I told you this is gonna be real. It's work. And it is truly work to do this, but there is steps and there's a formula to make these things happen. So let's get into why you're here. You're not here to really listen to me and what I do and what I've done and how life was. I'm gonna take off my earrings, so just in case you hear me, um, things rattling. That's what this is. So let's get into the three biggest mistakes female entrepreneurs make that kill their money making opportunities and puts them out of business. Now that's a lot to say, but there's a lot to this. Okay. All right, so let's start off. Number three is total brand chaos. Now, you know, this is dear to my heart because I'm a personal branding coach. And so when people really don't understand what branding is and they get caught up in all the prettiness and pretty logo and business cards, which is part of the brand, but is not necessarily all of it. So I love this quote from Jay-Z. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. And I think that's where female entrepreneurs miss out on. They don't think like a business. Really, you are the business. And so if you're starting a new business, what would a business do? Well, how would they advertise? How would they let other people know that they are out there, that they have a new product and service? Well, you have to establish some type of brand. So let me tell you what a brand is. A brand is everything. It's a symbol, it's a design, it's your name, it's the sound, it's your reputation, it's your emotion, it's the employees or people who work with you, your interns, it's your tone, and it's a whole lot more. But here's what we get. You remember I just said we get caught up in the prettiness about all about the logo and the color scheme, which again, they're very important because that's who we are. That's becomes our packaging. But it's also finding a way to express yourself that people know what you do. Okay. And that you are known for that. You become the go to person in that. And that's what branding is. I think that's why I say mistake number three is the brand chaos because you spend so much time trying to get everything else perfect, logo, website, all this kind of things, and not even know if your business idea is even viable, if anybody wants it. But we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. So I I don't even know if you know that 48% of clients or customers refer to your personal online profiles when deciding whether to or not to hire you. Okay. And when I mean by personal profiles, I'm talking about your social media sites, not your website, not your business card, not your logo. They actually go to your personal page first to see who you all about. Because if you preaching one thing on your website, but saying something totally different online somewhere, your brand doesn't match, you know? So, and people are going to Google you. Oh my gosh, they're going to Google you. And if they see something and you cursing somebody else out over here and you are all positive um, and preachy over here, it doesn't match. Right. So that's where I think the chaos is. That's where, not think, I know that's where the chaos is because the two don't match. And so if you really living and doing your passion, those things should match all the time. Okay. And I got to honestly say, if you would approach me when I was a lot younger, before I pledged, before I understood the power of sisterhood and being and working with a team of outstanding women or men who have the similar or same goals, you probably wouldn't have liked me. Okay, where I'm at today in my brand and when I was younger wouldn't have matched. So I had to figure out how to bring all of that together to one. I had to work on my personality. I had to work on my physical appearance. I had to work on all of those things so they coincide together. If I'm going to help other female entrepreneurs become successful, I had to look and be successful. Okay? And I had to speak success from my mouth. I had to believe that success is capable and able for everybody. Do you see that those things need to match? Okay? So, why is branding important? Well, branding is very powerful because it sends out a clear, consistent message about who you are and what you have to offer to other people. Man, is that not? I mean, it sounds simple, but God knows so many female entrepreneurs get this so confused and get so messed up with it. They don't know that it needs to be consistent. What you said yesterday needs to be the same message that you say today. Although something in the news, because this is where it gets a little muddy, something in the news might have gotten you all riled up and you want to address this in a blog post or you want to address this on your social media site and it's not really positive, it's not really good, or you had a bad night with your boo and so you want to write something about that or pull some little nasty little quote from somewhere. And we ain't crazy, we know that you are trying to talk about somebody else but trying to do it in a sneaky way. Those things are not consistent and so you have to be aware of that. And so is that what you're trying to offer to people, that I'm a little wishy-washy? And I know that's not right. That's not true, right? There it is. You need to have a clear, consistent message. Okay. And it's also, you need a clear, consistent message every time you go out and talk about what you offer to other people. You have a you ever met someone at a networking event and they tell you they do all of these things? I do this and I do this and I do a little bit this and then I'm going to start this and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, okay, what do you do? What is it that you do? You need a clear message every single time you go out there. Every time you see someone, this is what you're saying. Okay. And I understand what you said one year might not be exactly the same because you're trying to, you are really redefining exactly who your target market is, but you do at least need to say the same thing. So when you see me at a networking event and you ask me what I do, here's my marketing message. I say this: I help female entrepreneurs transform their passion and ideas into a valuable business. That's what I do. Okay. You don't hear anything else that, oh, I do a little bit of this and I'm also an educator and I'll do all this. I don't do that. One clear sentence that tells that person what I do. And if that person is interested in learning anything else about me, then they will ask, so how do you do that? And then that's when I can go in and say that I offer 1 hour coaching sessions. I have a program. I do pop-up workshops, whatever that I might be doing at the time is where I begin to be consistent and clear about what I offer. Right. So I hope I'm making sense to everybody. So how do you do this? What are some of the benefits of branding and getting out of that chaos stage? One, you get a steady stream of idea clients. You know why? Because the clients that you've worked with will refer the same people that are like them. Okay. I honestly don't have to do much promoting anymore because I'm getting referrals from my old clients who, I have a strategy session on the phone and I ask this person, how did you find me? And they say, well, I was referred by one of your clients who you have right now. They talked about how wonderful you are, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, this is nothing but God working here because this is some good stuff. Steady stream of ideal clients. You start to build partnerships, and partnerships are like the telesummit. People inviting you to be part of the telesummit so you can share your knowledge with their guests. Phenomenal, right? So partnerships begin to develop because they see that your brand is being consistent. And that's what I did for the past year and a half. I worked on my brand being consistent. And everyone who's asked to be partners with me or help me promote whatever I'm doing, say that I've seen you. I see what you're posting and I love what you're doing because my brand is working. It also opens up leadership opportunities to speak in front of large groups, to be the leader in a certain niche. People know me for branding, okay, and they come to me for that. It gives greater connections with like-minded people. I've been invited to 3 masterminds to be part of one, and I had to narrow down to one small one that I'm involved in right now. That I love the women that I work with in this mastermind, but They started to see what I was doing, both on my site and my blog post and my on my podcast, and they asked me to be part of them because they knew we were like-minded people. I'm not a person who bitches, excuse my French there, but remember I told you this is going to be a real show, a real talk. Um, but I'm positive and I'm going to give you feedback and I'm going to give you real feedback. So you start to make connection with people who are more like you, not people who are just takers, takers, takers. These are people who are givers and they want to see you be successful and they want to basically get from you too so they can be successful. So it's a like-minded kind of concept. The next thing is have an association with a specific niche that you love. And so some of the branding chaos is that female entrepreneurs are all over the place. They want to do this, they want to do hair, they want to style, they want to do makeup, they want to design, they want to be PR, they want to be bloggers, they want to do all of these things, but they're not consistent in one area. You need to choose one thing that you're good at because most of us are good at a lot of things, and I know that. But to master one thing, I am good at my artwork, and it did very well. But I had to put it to the side because I couldn't do artwork, sell artwork, be in a gallery show, and teach other people how to market. It just I was splitting myself up, okay, and so I wasn't um, dominating that field. Okay, so when you start to have a clear message and a clear brand, you're able to be seen as that person, the go to person within that niche. Right. It also gives you greater credibility. Now, it helped that I had a book, and that book talks about how I was able to market myself using social media and some of the marketing things that I did as an artist. So it builds up credibility because you're not this crazy person who wants to do 10,000 things. You are a person who is very clear what you want to do and you know how you can help other people. So it builds instant credibility. It also gives you recognition and prestige. Man, does it give you recognition and prestige. Starting off when I was in this whole social media thing and really being consistent with my message, people were um, men coming up to me like they recognize me, and so it can be a little scary, but it can also mean, man, my brand is working. Okay, I would get packages and emails, and I still do, from people saying that how much my blog post has helped them. I've gotten cards in the mail thanking me for something that I said in a podcast or on a video or on a webinar. Man, it is just awesome. And people will start to come to you to ask for help or to again to create these partnerships when you have this strong brand that I'm not all over the place. Right. And then people see you as a higher perceived value. Okay. This is when you can start charging more. Right. When they see that, okay, this girl ain't playing. She got everything right. She is on this webinar. She's doing a little bit of this. She's being really consistent with what she is doing. Okay. So people will start to pay for that because they know and recognize that this ain't cheap. Just like you can walk into Tory Burch in South Park Mall, which is, high-end mall for those of you who are not in the Charlotte area, and you recognize that her clothes ain't gonna be cheap in here. You're gonna drop a couple $100 if you want something in there because what the people who work in there are look like they're somebody who know what they're doing. The clothing in there looks like it's of high value. The branding, the logos, the bags, everything that goes along, the pretty stuff that we like says higher value. Okay. But also, we know Tory Burch. We know her background. We know her story, where she came from. And we know that she is all about quality and all about helping other people be successful. So that's what you want people to see in you. You want people to see that you uh, are of value and that they will pay for that because they can't get it any other way, any other place. All right. So here's one of my clients, Mal and Chris. This is a while ago. They started a blog together and they started the partnership with each other. And they knew the one thing that they had to do was start to brand themselves as fashion experts. So basically what they did, they just started sharing posts of beautiful fashion related things out in the world. One lives in Dubai, the other one now lives in New York, but they built such a strong brand that they were able to branch off into other areas. So Mallory, who's my blonde over here with the shades, is now an online fashion editor for a major magazine in the Dubai area. Yep, you heard me, in Dubai. And Cressetta is the brand manager for Michael Kors in New York. Clearly, they were able to share what they had done within for their blog, which they clearly brand themselves as fashion experts, like retail fashion experts, and was able to land these particular positions. Okay, because Mallory works on her own. This is what she does as a fashion editor. Okay, and she gets paid to freelance to do this. Okay, so your personal brand should tell your audience four things. It should tell them who you are. So that's part of your story. And a lot of times female entrepreneurs don't want to tell their story. I was just watching a clip of, I think, Hip Hop Sisters or Sisters in Hip Hop. I think that was the reality show. And mind you, I only got a glimpse of it. And this girl did not want to talk about her story. She was like, I just want to talk about being a rapper. But she didn't understand her story was part of her brand. And even if it's a transformation from who she was into who she is now, that is so important to your overall brand. People want to know who you are and who you are going to be and who are you going to make them and going to transform them. Because if you can transform yourself, you definitely can transform them. Right. And then you want to know, what is it that you do? What do you do? Tell me, what do you do? Do you design beautiful clothing to make the most curvy woman look even sexier and slimmer? I don't know what that is, but tell me what you do, because just designing clothing is not enough. Okay, I need to know how your designs will benefit me. That's the key thing, how whatever you do benefits somebody else. All right. So then, how do you create value? What do you do? How do you offer something to them? What is it that you offer to them? I give my female entrepreneurs the system, the formula, the steps, the support, the guidance to start a real business. Okay, not a hobby, but a real business. And then, as you're branding, help people along the way. Give people advice. Share your knowledge with people. And sometimes female entrepreneurs want to hold on to stuff. I don't want her to know that. She's going to steal it. Well, boo, I keep telling people no one can steal something that is always yours, and no one will be able to do it as good as you can. So share with them, help other people be successful so that you can be successful. That's where I really, really feel like I get my riches from when I see other people being successful. And just like Mal and Chris, they're quite successful. I'm very proud of them. I love to see their post on social media sites and Instagram and what they're doing and all the wonderful things. And I mean, I'm a little jealous when I see all the wonderful things that they're doing, but that they branded themselves to be able to do these things. So, number two, going with your gut. Oh my gosh. Okay. Number two is one of those mistakes that I come across when I am strategizing with female entrepreneurs, and again, it's different from having a passion than going with your gut. So let me just go and share with you. What do I mean by this? Your gut feeling is improved. Okay, so when you tell me that you want to, let me see, um you want to sell bracelets. Okay, and I'm like, great. All right, who do you know right now wants your particular bracelets? And they say everybody. Well, everybody don't want what you selling, and God knows you don't want to sell everything to everybody. And so what happens is when I share and ask them about where the money is coming from or where you're going to get this, how are you going to make money, they get a little touchy. Right. And so this is when I realized that they're in love with their creation, that they love what they're made to the point that they almost don't really want to sell it. Okay, because I'm like, okay, we might have to make a little tweaks here. Let's find out who really wants to make this, but so in love with what they're doing that they don't want to listen to me. And they'll say, because this is I love this. I made this because everything. Anytime that I hear someone continue to say I I like doing this, I would wear this, then you have no reason doing business. I'm just gonna be honest. I know that's a little harsh, but you have no reason doing business. Okay, here it is. Having a gut feeling that this is gonna work is not enough. Okay, it's just not enough. And then again, and sometimes people are just freaking hard headed that they just want to do things their way. And when I come across someone like that, I let them be, because whatever I say to them, it's not going to it's not going to sink in. This is not. And so I'm the marketer person. I'm the business person. And yes, I'm going to ask about numbers. I'm going to ask, how are you making money? How much money have you made? How many items have you sold? How long when was the last time you had a sale? And mind you, I'm not a big numbers person, but I am about how do you save your time and money. So when you know what you're doing, why you should validate your idea, it saves you time and it saves you money. And what do I mean by validate? When you know whatever product or service that you're offering is going to make some money for you. Okay. And I'm not saying that it needs to make a lot of money, six figures. For some of us, six figures is very important. But for some of us, it's just enough money to be able to pay a car payment. I mean, be enough money to pay for books or tuition at school, whatever it is. But it needs to be a valuable or a validated idea that you know that you can make some money on. Because if you're creating these things and making everything all pretty and making things just making a lot of stuff and haven't sold anything, you're wasting time and tons of money. So you need to learn how to validate. Just validate what you're doing. And I want to shout out. I see that Roz is on, so I want to say, "Hey, Roz, how you doing?" I see a couple of more people on. So wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. So again, I just had to say hi to people, to let them know that I see that you're on. So that's wonderful. So let me get back. You need to validate your idea. Don't spend all of this money on all of these things before you know that you can make money off of it. Don't go buy a business card. Don't build a website, because literally I have a system that you can validate and make money without having a website or a business card or any of that stuff. And so I say find the person first who's going to buy it, and then we got something, because you've made a sale. And if you've made a sale off that, you got something. So I can work with that, right? So you're not going with your gut. You're not in love with this product, because if it doesn't sell, you're like, okay, that didn't work. I'm glad I didn't spend that much money and time in that. I can move on to something else. Okay. So then I can work with that. We can work with this once I know that you got a valuable and validated ideal business or service. And I hope I'm making sense to everybody. I hope y'all are feeling it. So I want to give you an example of a client that I work with who actually made $600 in 4 hours with no website. And now for some of you, that might not be a lot, but for some of us, that's a whole lot. And that in 4 hours is big. Okay. And he has no website. So this is Jamal. Jamal was a little hard headed. He was in that hard headed state. He was buying all this fabric. He's a designer, as you can see, a fashion student who designs, but he was testing out these new they're called joppers, like skateboard pants, and he was making and using all this fabric, but he needed a heat transfer machine to make t-shirts and to do different transfers on his pants. So I was like, so let's figure out if these jobbers that you plan to do some heat transferring or screen printing on is even worth buying the machine. Because if you don't know they're going to sell, why would you spend so much money on this machine? Right? So one of the things that Jamal was able to do, I do what I call a 1 hour coaching session. It's a power session that I call it, and you get a lot from that, because you ask me a question and I give you what the steps that you need to do, and you also get like texts and emails with back and forth with me, part of that too, because I'm all about helping you be successful. And so sometimes, and although I might share with you in that hour coaching session what you need to do, you still need a little bit of follow up. So emails and text messages, Jamal went back and forth with me, and if I couldn't really answer it in the text message, I just picked up the phone and called him. And so that's what he did. I shared with him my validation method, and it's a 6-step method. I think I got it down to 6 steps. And so he had some questions about the PayPal button. He would ask, how do you set that up? How you create a link so you can put it in a post? And so that was some of the things we went back and forth with. So Jamal actually put this method in practice. Okay. He didn't buy any fabric at all to make these pants. He just took a really good picture of something and shared it in a couple of groups as part of the method. And then voila, 4 hours. Homeboy makes $600 in 4 hours. Man, he was so excited. He told me that he drove home, got a speeding ticket on his way to tell his mom that he had made $600. He had the money for the fabric to make the jobbers. He had the money now to buy the heat transfer machine. And then he had extra money to put aside for something else. Okay. That was all with validation. He knew that his product would be successful. If we had done it the other way around, he probably would have still been successful. But the price, he would have spent a whole lot of money trying to figure this out first. But now he had the money and didn't spend any of his own money. So that's what I'm talking about. Learn to validate what you are doing before you put all your time and energy into something. And I know your gut is really important. They tell us to go with our instincts, especially for women. But when it comes to making money and spending a lot of money or becoming broke, like myself, about certain things, because I did this, I was hard headed. I was just like this. I was so hard headed, and that I just thought I bought all the makeup brushes, and luckily I did okay. It took a couple of months to break even because of all the supplies that I've made. But if I would have just started off with figuring out if there was even anybody who really needed for me to do makeup first, or getting someone to put the deposit down first, for me to do the makeup and then spending that money to buy the equipment, then I would have been so ahead of the game and would have saved a whole lot more money and time, right? Because I bought a lot of things that I really didn't need and people didn't want. So how do you validate? You don't keep it to yourself. Whatever idea, passion, business, service you might have, you do not keep this to yourself. You share it with people. Matter of fact, you seek out the devil's advocate who can probably poke holes in it. Now, I know this sounds crazy because you like, really, I got to go share this with somebody who typically is the most negative person in the world. It's a difference with someone being negative and someone who's giving you true feedback. And so if you actually go to this person who tends to be negative, listen to what they are saying. Go there with the ideal of research, because they're going to tell you if something is good, is a dumb idea, if it's not going to make it. They're going to also tell you who is not going to buy it. Listen to them. Okay? So don't keep things to yourself, because then you'll never be able to know if your idea is valuable. To be able to validate it, excuse me. Create a service or a product that solves one problem, not a service or product that solves a whole lot of problems, because then people get confused, but only solves one problem. If someone is looking for pants that fits over their, thighs, some of us who are athletes or just big hip women, we need things that fit those thighs. And if you got a product that will help that, or if you got a service or an exercise that will help the big thigh girls, then that's what you sell. Don't sell that I can get you the 6-pack abs too, which is good. Now, I want them too, but concentrate on one problem and that you have that one solution. Test your idea. Now, for some of my logical people, they see this as a waste of time, and it's not, because it's not. It saves you money. You want to test it out and see how well it goes. So if you You might need to make one sample. And for Jamal, he made one sample because he needed to take a picture of it. And that sample that he made in his size. So if nobody else wanted it, at least he had it in his size that he could wear before he actually went out and spent a lot of money on the fabric. So test out your idea. Create a sales page. Um, Basically, you could do this on your Facebook page. You can create just a little graphic, create a post, and that becomes your sales page with a PayPal button underneath that they can actually go and buy. There's some language and there's some copy that you need to write in on that sales page to get people to take action. But it's simple. We haven't spent thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars to getting a website out before we can test to see if our ideal is even valid. So find where your clients hang out. Okay. Now, if you don't even know who your target market is, and if you are one of those people who say everybody is your target market, man, you are crazy to because you cannot market to everybody. They are all over the world. That would take you so much time to try to do. So you need to find out who your ideal client is and where they're hanging out. Are they hanging out on Facebook? Are they hanging out at the flea market on Sundays or Saturdays? Where are they at? And that's where you go sell that one idea. Okay. That's where you spend your time. That's where you're going to test it. That's where you're going to tell them what you do, that marketing message, and how you do it and how you solve their problem. And then you're going to ask for a deposit. Okay. Or ask them to pay for it online and you'll ship it to them. Okay. So it's so many ways to figure out how to validate your idea without spending the money or the time that you think goes into it. And here's the other thing, promote like hell. Yep, yep, yep. I said it and I told you that this was going to be real. You need to promote like hell. And when I say this, putting up a post one time, shooting out an email one time is not enough. I don't know if you know this, but it takes a consumer, at least they have to see your product or service at least 7 times before they take action. So if you think about when you watch television, how many times those commercials come on? They don't show it to you one time. They show that freaking commercial at least 10 to 12 times before we go to bed at night, probably even more than that. You have to think of yourself, you remember at the beginning, like a business. And a business will show it as many times as they possibly can so that their brand and their product and service is engraved in that person's head. And even if you show it to them 7 times or more, sometimes they still don't need to take action and you need to show it again. So here's how I judge it. When you feel a little nervous or you feel like, man, I'm so sick and tired of looking at this product that I'm selling, I think I'm gonna be sick of looking at it. Then you need to promote some more. Okay, because you're sick of it because it's yours. The other people have not even come in contact with it at all. So you need to shoot out more than one email. You need to post more than one time. I'm going to say you need to at least post whatever you're doing at least 7 times. I prefer to say more, but I know some people are like, oh my God. And they get a little fearful, a little scared. That should have been one of the mistakes that we are scared to share anything, but that's neither here or there. But promote like hell. Okay, and see the result. And that's what Jamal did. He promoted within that 4 hour window. I know he said it like 10 times on different Facebook groups. He sent out emails and he got results in 4 hours, guys. That's $600. Okay, some of us are not making that's over $100 an hour. I hope that is sticking with you. All right, and he didn't spend hardly any money validating his idea. Okay, so this is really powerful. This second mistake, not going with your gut and validating what you do, is a powerful move in being successful in business. And once you got this validation method, um, formula down pat, you're able to recreate this and redo it for any product or services that you have. Okay. So I hope you guys hear me on this because that's a powerful thing to have. And it will keep you from not going out of business. Okay. It will keep you with saving your time so you can spend more time with your family, with your friends, doing other things that you want to do. Or it can save you the time of how much longer you got to work at a job that you don't want to be at. Okay, you can have your escape route or escape plan planned it a lot earlier than you thought you would, right? So I hope I'm making sense to you guys. All right. So before I move into mistake number one, I want to know if you have any questions for me. I want to know if you are feeling what I'm saying to you. So if you can leave me a message in the chat and tell me you understand or that you disagree with me, so we can have a converse on this subject. So let me know. I'm gonna take a little drink, and matter of fact, I am going to unshare my screen so you guys can see me real quick. All right, and I'm a little hot. It's hot in here. So if there are there any questions, let me know if you are feeling what I'm saying, if you're disagreeing what I'm saying, if you something that I talked about earlier in those first two mistakes, you didn't understand. Um, there's a question you might have for your own business. Man, I feel like I'm preaching here. I'm wiping the sweat off me. And so because I'm about to head into mistake number one, which is the big one. We covered mistake number three, which was brand chaos. That it's not all about the pretty. It's about getting your message out there, being consistent with your marketing message, telling people your story and how it relates to whatever product and service that you have. It's a whole lot more than all the pretty stuff. So if you guys see me looking away, I'm looking at the chat to see if there's any questions coming through. Mistake number two was going with your gut. This is where I get my hard-headed females who just they're so stuck. They want to do this one thing, and I ask them, "Are you making any money? How many have you sold? How do you know someone wants this? Show me somebody else's site who is doing the same thing." Okay. So then I know that this is a valid idea that can make you money. I mean, I don't think that's hard. I don't think I'm asking for much when I do that. So so mistake number two is overcoming the love for your product or service. Okay. And not always going with your gut and feeling like that it's going to make it when you don't have the validation that it's going to make it. Okay. So that's where the validation or the method comes into play, and how do you validate stuff. And so I just want to make sure that we are doing good. And before we go into, because these three the first two mistakes I did too, and I did them continuously until um, I was shown the way, until I was told straight up that I was doing this wrong. Okay. That there's a system. And if you work the system, and you know what? When I found out, I started to see the other successful entrepreneurs, what they were doing. And guys, once you figure this out, it's phenomenal. I cannot I cannot stress how phenomenal it is when you figure it out. All right. So looks like I don't have any questions coming through. Let me make sure. I think I know how to slide this up. So, okay, so we are going to go ahead with mistake number one. It's a big one, and I think everyone will be able to connect with it. Okay, so let me share my screen and get back to mistake number one. Mistake number one, as you might can imagine, is no plan. Not to have any sort of plan. You don't know what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it. You just winging it. And we tend to do that. Oh gosh, I did that for almost 2 years. I was winging it and not having any kind of system of any kind of sort, any kind of plan. And I was looking for it, and I was saying it like, okay, all I need is for someone to give me the steps. Just tell me what I need to do. Right. So, what does a system look like? A system is a step by step process to help you get clarity and insight about your business. Right. So, there's a step on getting clarity on how to get your target market. Who is your target market? Right. There are steps to that. Putting together a sales funnel, there's steps to that. I mean, there are a lot of little components to starting a business or starting it the right way that can actually help you not be one of those female entrepreneurs that puts them out of business and kills their true money making opportunities. Okay. And we do that. We sabotage what we're doing. And I think we self sabotage it by feeling like we can just wing it and just do. I can figure this out as I go. Okay. And boy, all I can say is that that is like one mistake that was a big one for me, trying to figure something out, okay, and wing it. All right. I used to pride myself on being the wing it queen. I could just figure this out as I go, and boy, okay. Sometimes it would take me weeks, almost months, to plan a product launch. It took me weeks or months to figure out the emails and how to send them out, or what should I say. No longer, because I got a plan, and I hope you guys do too. So why is this important? This is your vision. A plan becomes your vision of what you want your business to look like. It's the what, and we are really good at the what. We know what it is that we want to do. We know what it is that we want to sell, or product and service that we sell. Matter of fact, sometimes we're selling someone else's product, so they already know the what. But what most female entrepreneurs miss is the why. Why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why would people buy from you? Oh, this is a big one. Why would someone buy from you? Okay. What makes your product any better than anybody else's? Why would they buy from you compared to buying from this chick over here? So know your why. Why? Why? Then the who. Who is your ideal client or customers, and where do they live? How much money do they spend? So know your who. Who is it? I almost have this ideal client, your best friend. That's great if she's really real, but build an avatar that you know and you're always talking to that person. Right now, I know there's Roz online, there's Joyce online, there's McKeel online, there's Miss Peoples is online. All of you online that I can see, and I got a couple of guests who are online. I know them. So I know in my mind who I might be talking to, but some of you might not. So you build a fake avatar of this person. You tell me how old she is or he is, what magazines they read, what movies do they like. Build that avatar. I have a 14-point customer profile that you fill out, and because you're always talking to that person. Okay. And that it's almost like you're best friends with that person. Even if you can find a cutout picture, a fake person picture of someone, and glue it on your wall or something, so you're always talking to the person, is outstanding, because then you all are always clear about who that target market is. And then the third thing is the how. How do I start? And how will you market your business? Now, this is probably the biggest one. I think I hear this a lot in my strategy calls or sessions with my clients, that they say they just don't know where to begin or how to begin. And I totally get that, because I didn't. That's where the winging it came in, or me trying to figure it out on my own, because I just didn't know how. And there's so many books. Like, I'm looking at my bookshelf right now. I have tons of books with a lot of hows, but there are so many different books, and you have to piece it together to figure out what is the right system for you in your business takes a lot of freaking time. Takes a lot of time. But I did it. I got a coach that helped me, and things started to gel, started to come together. I mean, just come together like massive. I cannot explain. So I want to talk about one of my clients, and Ashley Oliver. Oh, love her, love her, love her, love her. She started an online jewelry store called Carson McKenzie. I thought that name was wonderful, and we worked on her branding. I mean, clearly her site is very clean. You can tell that her accessories are a little, upper class, a little bit more sophisticated. But we had to put a plan in motion because she was caught up in the visual, all the prettiness, buying the jewelry, buying the accessories, putting the site together, getting the logo perfect. There was a lot of things that she was doing, and I kept asking her, what's her sales funnel? How do you get people into your sales funnel? What are some special offers that you can give them so that they can buy more? And one of the things we did, I don't know if you can you notice up here that she gives free shipping. And man, it was like pulling teeth to get her to do this offer, even though I mentioned to her that all she needed to do is increase her prices on her products by a couple of dollars, that it was going to make up for the shipping. But when people see that they get something extra, like a bonus, they jump on it immediately. So it's easy. So that's Carson McKenzie. Then when you have all of these things in place, you're validated, you have a really clear brand, and that you have a system, a plan, then doors start to open up. This is Tara Davis, Flow by Tara Davis. Matter of fact, I'm going to see her tonight. She's opening for a style week, and I'm so excited. But when you have a plan that you can work, then doors start to open up, like Fashion Week. Matter of fact, one of her dresses was showcased at the Esse's Fashion Week on Esse's site. So this is one of her pieces that took off. She's having trunk shows. She's doing customer appreciation. Sales are increasing. And then once she started to see sales increase, and then she could branch out, she has rebranded her website. She did not do it before. She did not do it. She didn't pull all the garments together. She waited until she had a clear brand. She had a product that people wanted, which is dresses, like myself. She has a clear understanding of who her target market is, which are women who want clothing that takes them from day to night, who are between the ages of 35 to 55. She is clear who that person is that either works in a professional job. She's very clear who she's selling to, and her dresses reflect that. So when you have a system or a plan, you know where you're going and you're not confused. So the how. Well, the how is you need a blueprint and a coach. And so this is the opportunity that I wanted to share with you if you allow me to do that. So I hope you do, because I'm going to go into it and I'm going to share with you. I have a program called a 4-week group coaching program, 4 weeks. Now I can help you in 4 weeks to be your own boss, right? Turn your talent and passion into a real business. And I'm going to start the enrollment. So if you allow me, I'm going to close the screen out because I want to share with you what this program is about. It's one of my probably most popular coaching programs that I offer. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I am going to pull up. Hold on 1 second for me while I pull this up. And let me see if you guys can see what I see, because I really want you to share this. So here's my turn your talent and passion to business. It's my Be Your Own Boss 4-week group coaching program. And what is included is phenomenal, that I'm even sharing this. This is your chance to get what's in your head out and then that you can put this business idea into action. This is the time to do something for you, to reach out and grab that opportunity that you always wanted to do. And here's what you will receive if you enroll into my Be Your Own Boss 4-week program. You get an action plan. It's the framework that you need to create the rapid growth needed to set your business on the right track. You get mentoring, the training you require in order to master the marketing mindset of a successful business owner. It's that kind of one-on-one kind of thing. And then you get this mentoring from the people within the group. I, I call it my mastermind, you know. You get the accountability that you desire to help you stay focused and receive the encouragement and support that you need to reach your goals, right? And that's what we want. We want accountability because you got homework. I'm gonna follow up with it to make sure those things happen. You're gonna share with me and share with all of the rest of us what you have accomplished. That's accountability. This is a program for people who are serious. This is a straight up no bullshit because this is me being real with you. Kick-ass program designed for female entrepreneurs at all levels, but especially for those of you who are in your first 2 years of business. So I really want the newbies. I want people who are just starting off or who has been in the business for a while. In this 4-week program, I will walk you through my 4-step method to helping you bring profits and get your business on a solid ground so you can start making money right away. Now, I'm only taking 6 women in this program. 6. Now it is small, but I want the one-on-one attention that I can give you. If I keep it small, then we all can work together. We can have this synergy kind of thing that and I can actually tailor a lot of the training towards you and the products and services that you have. And to be honest, I opened this program up to my list, and 3 spots have already been taken. So I only have 3 left. So of this training, I only have 3 spots left. Okay. So let me just break down what we're going to do each week. Week 1, I'm going to help you think and set up your business like a true boss. Okay. We're going to be bossy about these things. So how to set you up into a new business boss mindset, how to overcome some of the fear you might be have with growing your business, and then choosing a business model that works with your passion and your lifestyle. Because so many of us have different things that we want to do. That we got a lot of things going on, and our passion might be different. So we're going to choose a business model that is suitable for that. Week 2, I'm going to show you how to market and promote your passion like the big boys. We're going to use the same marketing and branding techniques that big businesses use. Okay. And once you see them and know them, you're like, whoa, is that all? Is this how they're doing it? You're going to be amazed, right? So, in this, I'm going to show you how to create a powerful marketing message and what strategy you should implement right now, so you're going to be able to speak exactly what you do every time you see someone. You're going to figure out how to make yourself different, how to stand out, how to craft a personal brand profile and write your own unique story so that once you meet someone, you already have a story that resonates with them, that they already feel a connection. And then how to communicate your brand online with strategic tips for setting up an online presence and getting your brand connected to other social media sites. Right. Week 3, I'm going to lay out exactly what you need to do to get clients and a steady stream of income. Okay. I'm going to show you what you need to do to get those first couple of clients. How to start making sales today, even if you don't have a website. Yeah, I sort of pride myself on that I want you really don't need to have that wonderful, beautiful click kind of website to start making money. How to identify your target market and the steps would dramatically make your marketing easier right from the start, because what you're going to eliminate the ones that don't want to do business with you, don't even want to buy from you. You're gonna put them to the side. You're gonna drop them like a hot cake, and you are only gonna work with the VIPs, those who want and are looking for what you have. Okay, where to find these folks who are ready to buy, and then what free tools like email to that you can use to dramatically increase your sales, because email is awesome. People are still checking email, people are buying from email. And then week 4, I'm going to show you how to customize your own plan for success, how to identify your true money making project ideas. Because we're gonna do a plan, what I call my 10-minute business plan, 1-page business plan, which is awesome, that you can post up and that you can refer to for the next 6 months of your business growth. We're going to talk about how to create a powerful message again, and how to implement that throughout all of your branding and all your profiles. And again, we're going to walk away with a simple 1-page plan that will act as your guiding light to navigate for the next 6 months. Now, I told you that right now it says enroll today. I only have 5 spots available. When I created this sales page, I only had one person who took advantage of that. But since then, I only have 3 spots left. Okay. So what will you expect during these 4 weeks? You're going to get group coaching training sessions. We're going to do Google Hangouts every week, with you discussing what you want, time to chit chat among each other. I'm going to go over some trainings for each week to get you, to help you reach that goal. You're going to be part of an awesome community. I have a private Facebook group called the Lady Boss Club, where we interact and share and encourage other people and help promote other people's products and services within that. That group is going to be active, very active. I'm going to share what I'm doing behind the scenes in my business, running Facebook ads, all this kind of things. So that is a private group that there are going to be a lot of communication, a lot of engagement in. Accountability. Remember, I told you I'm going to, after each call, I'm going to put together an action item list that you would need to implement. Okay. And so it's a checklist of things that you need to complete by the next time we call. And I know 4 weeks might not seem like a lot of time, but boy, we're going to get a lot of stuff done. My goal is to have you to have a structured business ready to go, with steps and systems that you can implement and run your business, basically. Okay. And then you're going to get guidance and support. The support you will receive during these coaching sessions are very valuable. I know what it's like to start and restart a business, and I know exactly what it is to turn your struggling business into a thriving business. Okay. I know the ins and outs of the online marketing and building a brand, designing promotional images for your business, and a whole lot more. And so, in that guidance and support, you'll have me online once a week. You'll get 24-hour access to me by email and text messages. And just like when I was working with Jamal, if you have any additional questions during that time that I just can't answer through email and text, then I'm going to call you. You know, that's why I want to keep this group small, because it's easy for me to communicate with 6 women, or any men. If any men is online, I not even address that, but it's a lot easier for me to communicate with 6 women about what they need to do. I don't want a enterprise. I don't want this big business that I cannot, um, that I'm not able to talk to you one on one. I like this close knit. I like a family, and this is what this is to me. A family shares things. A family wants people to grow and be better and be successful. So that's what I want to be. I want us to be a family. So what is this investment? It's worth every penny, guys. Honestly, the cost for us to work together is only $127. Um, I know y'all probably hear this, but I'm really serious about this. I'm going to offer this again next year, 2015, and I'm going to tell you it will not be $127 at all. Matter of fact, it's probably going to be in the $300 or $400 range, because in this 4 weeks, I'm giving you some good stuff. I'm giving you all of my stuff in 4 weeks. And it says that we probably have a call for an hour, but it might run longer than that. Our coaching sessions all I know, each week, my goal in those calls is to make sure your questions get answered. Okay. So if it takes me 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, or maybe we might have to do 2 sessions, whatever it needs, you will, whatever you need, you will get. You can hear how excited I am. So again, I only have 3 spots. So if you want to, I'm going to put this link in the chat area. so you can click on it. I'm gonna type it in so you can get a hold of it. It is on. No, I can't talk and type at the same time, so bear with me real quick. Hmm, That's So I'm putting that in the chat area, and I will also include it um, at the bottom of this page, the video page. But again, classes start in October. Our um, first training will be, I think, October the 18th. Oh no, let me look at it. I'm looking at my calendar right now. Yeah, October the 18th. Yeah, October the 18th would be the first class. So again, I only have 3 spots left. If you do go to this page, you'll see all the testimonies from Shayla, who is a fashion stylist, from Amber and Gabrielle, who are lifestyle bloggers, from Candace Caldwell, who's a motivational speaker, from Shanice, who is a new media journalist who's getting things out. So again, the class is only, the 4-week program is only $127. I only have 3 spots, but guess what? I am so confident in my coaching and my training that I'm offering 100% money back guarantee. Yep, yep. I said it. If you're not happy with the program at any time in the program, I will refund your money 100% right then and there. So you can't beat that. Okay. That's how confident I am about what I'm going to share with you in 4 weeks. Is going to get you massive results. All right. Massive results. All right. So that's it. Well, like I promised, I do have a giveaway, and it's a simple one, real simple one. If you take a picture of your notes that you took from today, take a picture of it, click, and share it on my Facebook page, right? You have a chance to win a 1 hour power coaching session with me. This is valued at $197. Okay, that 1 hour with me. And just like I gave that same access to Jamal, you will have the same thing. You'll have that 1 hour to ask me the questions, and I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you the steps and what the things that you need to do. And then if you still have a little bit more questions about some of the techniques that I've told you or talked about, questions about PayPal or whatever it is, you still have access to me by email and by text message. Okay. So that's, man, that's worth it. So again, my giveaway is that you take a picture of the notes that you've taken from today. All right. And then you that enters you into a chance to win the power coaching session with me, which is at 109. It's valued at $197. You'll get free. You get that 1 hour session with me where I am going. You ask me the questions, I'll tell you what to do. It's going to be ask, tell, and then if you need any additional assistance during that process, you will have 24-hour access to me by phone or text message or email. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for being on this Google Hangout with me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And again, if you have any questions, I'm going to go back. You probably can see me before I can see you. And if you have any questions about what the 3 mistakes or just questions about the program, shoot me an email, Facebook message, and I look forward to talking to you guys. I love today. It was great. It was wonderful. And before I leave, just want to make sure if there are any questions. I don't see any, but you guys have a great rest of the afternoon. And if some of you are in Charlotte, I hope to see you at the Style Night Out. And peace out. All right. Thank you.